It's me again. Okay, I wanted to talk about friendships in this video.
I ain't even gonna wake that tea up.
Wake that tea up.
So let's get right into it. Let's cut all of this out. I feel like I haven't been a good friend lately for a lot of people. And it's like I don't say that with like joy, and I don't say that as like, oh my God, I'm a terrible person and I've wronged so many people. I say that because lately I feel like I haven't been there for a lot of my friends the way I have been for other people, like not other people, specifically Aiden, because I've been spending a lot of time with Aiden lately. Like, he's kind of the only person I hang out with now, besides sometimes my sister.
I ain't even gonna wake that tea up.
Wake that tea up.
In a weird way, me and him cross paths so very often that we just conveniently hang out all the time together. And then since I'm hanging out with him all the time, whenever I have free time, I feel like not emotionally drained by him, because I don't feel emotionally drained when I hang out with him, but I'm like, oh, I'm valuing my alone time. You know what I'm saying? So then I would be hanging out with him, go home, and then I wouldn't hang out with anyone else because I'd be like, okay, well, I already hung out with one of my friends. You know what I'm saying? But it was literally just him. And I've done that literally the past like 2 months. I haven't hung out with anyone else. And I just was like realizing that when I was looking at, because I have a spam and I made like my spam post, and I was like, I only have pictures with Aiden this month. Like, I haven't hung out with like anyone else. I've just been studying, I've been editing, I've been homework, whatever, and just hanging out with Aiden and recording videos. And I'm not like trying to say that I hate doing that. I'm not saying I hate him and I hate spending time with him, but it has made me like, I wonder how my other friends feel about it, because I already know how some of them do feel about it, because that was kind of mentioned, which also I was like, oh my gosh, like it woke me up that I haven't really been talking to them lately. So also, I could just be in my head about all of that, but I feel like that's just his perspective. And I do think that I still should like work on a few things, you know what I mean? Hold on, sorry, I just saw my necklace in the thing and it was like bothering me that my shirt was, oh my gosh, I wonder how long it's looked like that. Probably not long, I hope. It's fine. It's not that serious. I need to stop bitching with it. Okay. Anyway, also mini tangent. I had to spend $1,400 on tires for my car because all of my tires are in the red mark. And I've known that. I'm not going to say that I didn't know that. I'm not going to say that I've been unaware my tires are bad. I've known I've had bad tires for like months now, because every single time I go to get some work on my car done, they always tell me you need new tires, and I've just been ignoring it for so long that I finally have, my tire pressure light came on, I have a nail in my tire, and they can't, like, my tires are like so bad past the point that they can't just like replace it. They have to replace the entire tire. And I was like, I need to get all 4 new tires anyway. And I was like, maybe I should just do 2 at a time, but then they had a special. So then I used this like Affirm thing from a discount tire, and I like financed them with like a super low interest rate. So that was pretty nice. And I also want to say, that being said, Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, a lot of those apps is why I have so many of the things that I have.
You little motherfucking guys.
I do need to start saving money because I am going to be living with him. So, and I'm going to be moving out. And I kind of, like, I moved out many times before. I'm not stupid, and I'm an adult, and I pay for all of my stuff anyway by myself. But it's just like, now I'll be paying rent on top of that. So it's like, I feel like I've been people's gay best friend for such a long time that it's kind of exhausting me, because I don't like being seen in like a really like objectified way in that sense, which I'm pretty sure a lot of like women and men and other people in general, I feel like relate to that, depending on whatever like stereotype you probably fit into. It's something I've noticed with my past friendships. I look back on them and I'm like, oh, I think the reason I stopped talking to this person was because I, like, slowly over time I resented them because of the way I felt like they saw me, and the way, like, what's that quote? Oh my gosh, there's a quote, and it's like, when people show you who they are, believe them, like, the first time. That is how I felt about a lot of my friendships in the past, but I was so, like, I was always so, like, telling myself, give them the benefit of the doubt, like, they're fine, people change over time, etc., blah, 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 you know? And that's what I would do, and I would end up slowly resenting the person over time until I became to this big, like, I don't want to be your friend anymore at all, and I'm never going to speak to you again, and honestly, f you. And that was the mindset I was kind of in. And it kind of was just annoying because I'd be friends with these people until I was pushed at my breaking point, which I guess isn't fair to either of us because they think that they have like a genuine friend. But then the whole time I'm like secretly resenting them and I don't want to talk to them anymore. But I'm still like forcing myself to hang out with them because I'm telling myself that, oh, I'm just being like a bitch and I'm just being rude and blah, blah, blah. And yes, some of those times I was being genuinely rude. I was very clocky. So I do know that I do have sass sometimes and I have an attitude. But also, who doesn't? And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. So. And then it wasn't until like after I stopped being friends with them and I made a new friend, like I'm friends with Aiden now, or like I talked to my sister about the experiences I had with those people. And they're like, yeah, no, like they were in the wrong, like you were fine, like I would feel that way too. Why didn't you drop them sooner? Or they're like, yeah, I never liked that person. And I'm just like, everyone felt this way the whole time and nobody told me. That's crazy. So
I ain't even gonna wake that tea up.
Wake that tea up.
Aiden compared my friendship with him because he's like, we're both guys and I'm gay and he's straight. So then a lot of people are like, oh, you're dating, blah, 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 whatever. People have been like, not people, he has called him, he's like, oh, I'm like one of your homegirls or whatever. That's what he said. And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh my gosh, you literally are. Like, I have the same friendship with Aiden that I've had with like my girl best friends in the past, but it's like altered and it's slightly different because he's a guy. But it's like the same level of closeness, it's just a little bit different. And I've never experienced that before. And I'm like, oh wow, that's actually really cool. And I'm like, I really want it to be an original experience. I really do. But I'm pretty sure someone else out there has had it. So I literally looked back at like all of like the gay experiences I had like with guys, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like there was a period in my life when I craved male validation so much that like whenever a guy was like nice to me, I'd immediately be like, oh, he's so sweet, and like instantly form like this like surface level like crush on him. And like I didn't sleep with like every single guy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not like that. But the times that sometimes I would like sleep with a guy, not because I like actually like was interested in him. It was just like because I felt like validated and stuff. And I realized that I craved dopamine, I craved intimacy, emotional intimacy, and those two, and I craved like male validation. And those three at the same time all came together. So whenever I would talk to a guy, the dopamine release would come whenever like you'd like go back and forth and like, oh, you're engaging in interaction, blah blah blah. And of course the outcome of intercourse with someone. And then the emotional intimacy would be coming from whenever I talk with them, and it'd be like, oh, we have this like somewhat cool connection that I would make more than what it was in my head because I'd also be delusional at times and like project. And then I said a third thing: emotional intimacy, dopamine, and male validation, yeah. And I'd also just get the validation from getting compliments and stuff from them. And I'd be like, oh, okay, they actually want to sleep with me and they did sleep with me. So that means I am attractive and I am desirable. But also it was like afterwards, I would feel so terrible about myself. I would genuinely feel terrible about myself. And the cycle would repeat. And the cycle just kept repeating until I was 22, which was last year. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like an issue. This is a problem. And I genuinely think it's probably because I stopped seeing a therapist because I didn't have health insurance, because I couldn't really talk about it, because right when I wanted to start talking about it was right when I didn't have health insurance to talk to anyone about it. And I didn't want to talk to any of my friends about it because none of them would have genuinely got it, because I don't have many like gay friends. Like all the gay men that I interacted with, I'd say for the most part, had been like in the sense of like, oh, this is like a cute crush thing or whatever the heck. So like now that like I'm able now to make more gay friends, it's like, oh, I can probably talk to them about this. But also I feel like I've been a little bit more cautious with what I open up to people about in my personal life. So, which is weird, and it's weird to say that, and it's very contradictory to say that because I'm talking about this on the internet. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I wanted to know if anyone else felt that way. And I really hope, I don't hope, I know that that cycle is like not repeating itself because it stopped. It was just very interesting that it took like however long of celibacy for me to be like, oh my gosh, this whole time it's never been about that. It's been about these other three things that have just been going on in my brain. And I genuinely think I'll talk about it more one day, and I'll open up about it more, and I'll dedicate like a whole video deep diving into all that stuff. But as of right now, I believe that's all I just wanted to say. I wanted to keep this under 20 minutes. So, because I knew it was going to be longer than normal. Like, I knew it was going to be more than 10 minutes, but I didn't want it to be more than 20. I feel like it's a lot. So, and it's a lot to edit too. So, if you like this video, if you like anything else that I like say and you watch my other ones, feel free to check out my Cockpit Network channel with Aiden, my best friend. We work really hard and I enjoy editing stuff for that channel. And I'd really appreciate it if you took the time to check it out because I put way more like attention into editing those than I do these. These are kind of just like my fun, free for all, do what I want, mess around with Premiere Pro editing type videos, and just like documentation for like my video diaries of my personal stuff and my diary basically. So yeah, thank you for watching for the entirety if you did, and I will see you guys in another video. And I think my internship started, by the time this comes out, my internship would have started. So yeah, wish me luck with that, and bye!